Hey, press on. One of the people here. Assemble forth. Legion about. Amble around. Sound off. Pursue happiness with your life and your liberty on your property. And for God's sakes, exercise your Fourth Amendment right not to be in your person. We got some gang activity going on here. It looks like it's one of the people being pulled over by one of the servants of the people. What's new? I don't recognize. Oh, I think that is Officer Fox. He's got a beanie on, so it was hard to see him, but there's a female. She's getting on her phone for something or other.
How are you, sir?
Good, how about you, Officer Fox?
I'm still breathing.
You are still breathing. So, who knows what he is using to claim authority over one of the people here. Doesn't look like it's a person to me. And of course, as you can see, completely blocks off this parking lot at Longhorn Steakhouse so that nobody can get through here. Just typical gang activity. That's how they do it. So usually Officer Fox lets people go, but I guess he's looking for escalation. Of some sort. I'm trying to ear hustle. He was asking her if she was all right. She's getting on the phone. Maybe she's calling her lawyer. I don't know. seems to be Officer Fox's extortion grounds. I've caught him pulling over the people a few times right here in this near vicinity. I think this is the fourth time I've seen him on a stop. She's getting on the phone again. I've never seen him give anybody a ticket, but you know, I'm not advocating for anybody to get tickets, but what exactly is the purpose of the stop in the first place, you know? If they're not giving people tickets, it seems like it's either just to harass and assert some sort of supposed authority that they don't have over the people, or maybe to profile, or maybe to escalate and see if they can get bigger charges like drugs or drunk driving or somebody with warrants, no license. Whatever it is, you know, they're ignoring the persons that are breaking the law, just completely ignoring them and letting them do it, you know. And they say, oh well, they're just trying to, you know, make some money, make a living. But the problem with that is that you don't have a right to do commerce. It's a privilege. You do have a right, however, to press on and assemble forth, legion about, to amble, to sound off, to pursue happiness on your property, you know. And these roads they belong to the people, and they don't belong to the persons. But it's the persons who have the clout, and they get officials elected, you know, whether it's the city council or the mayor who appoints the police chief, or whether it's the sheriff who's elected. Either way you go, they're not worried about the people. I don't think he's done. Maybe he is. But I don't think he is. Her car's on though. She has a hybrid. But he hasn't turned off his lights. And he's getting on his computer. If I pointed the camera over at him, then wouldn't be able to see anything because of his lights. But she's getting back on her phone again. Somehow I think this stop is getting escalated already. But nevertheless, you know, the Constitution, it clearly indicates the people are the beneficiaries. Okay, the people do not have any duties or requirements of them, and the government is the trustee. Now they have possession of the resources. They're trusted by the people in order to take care of them and to protect them. The property I'm talking about, not the people. The government is not required to take care of the people, but they're trusted to take care of the property, so they're the trustee. Now, you can't be the trustee and the executor, and you can't be the trustee and the beneficiary, but you can be the beneficiary and the executor. Now, with separate but equal branches of government, generally like the executive branch would kind of be the executor and the judicial branch might be the trustee. But when it comes down to it, there's a conflict of interest. And so essentially the people are really the executor, because they tell the government what to do indirectly through voting. You know, if the trustee does something without the permission of the people, the beneficiary, the executor, then they get voted out of office, right? And so now a lot of police officers seem to think, and Officer Fox is one of them, we've talked about this, he thinks he's one of the people. And you know, he can't be one of the people, which is the beneficiary, and the trustee at the same time. Okay, that's not possible. Okay, he doesn't grasp that concept. And I really haven't seen any officers that do seem to grasp that concept. Actually, they want to have their cake and eat it too. You know, they want to think that they have all the same rights as the people and additional powers and abilities, you know, which they don't. He volunteered, all officers volunteered to step into their person and give up certain rights in exchange for privileges and immunities and powers. And you know, a lot of times those privileges look really similar to rights. So he's talking about the VIN. He's making it seem like this car is stolen or something. But so sometimes privileges can look a lot like rights, but they're not rights. Oh, I think, oh, he's looking for the VIN number on the inside of the door. He just had her open the door. So take, for instance, the freedom of speech, which is a right of the people. Now, police officers don't have the freedom of speech. I mean, they can say what they want, but there's consequences, right? There's limits to what they can say. And you can't abridge or infringe or deprive the people of their rights. So clearly they're something other than people. They're persons, and persons have privileges, and privileges can be revoked and limited in certain circumstances, right? So any employer can limit your speech, you know, if you want to keep that job, right? If you want to stay in your person. And you know, the same with the freedom of religion, right? Like a police officer, they can believe whatever religion they want, but they don't get to go and preach it because of separation of church and state. And so it was like this girl just noticed that I was recording. I'm gonna start this video over. Alright, this is part 2 of Officer Fox harassing one of the people. He is really putting her through a dog and pony show. I don't know, maybe she doesn't have all of her paperwork. That's why she keeps getting on the phone, but I don't think she's managed to contact whoever she's trying to get a hold of. I'm trying to ear hustle, but it's hard. I could probably get closer because Officer Fox is familiar with me. Okay, so he did give her a ticket for something. It's like, could be a warning. Are you done?
What's that?
Are you done?
Almost.
Okay.
Kind of difficult when there's not a sticker.
Said there's not a sticker. I don't know what sticker he's referring to. But he hasn't called for backup or anything. But he did have her sign something. So whether it was a warning or a ticket, he should be done with her once she signed whatever it is. Well, I think he just got bags out of his car. Oh no, it's a ticket. Oh, he must have printed it out or something. So maybe she'll talk to me. I don't know. We'll see. Usually Officer Fox doesn't talk to me at the at his stops, but who knows, maybe he will tonight. I usually see him regularly at Starbucks though, so first I'll try and talk to her and see if she'll tell me what's going on, and then I can confirm that later with Officer Fox. He runs his mouth sometimes and slips and says things later. Now you're done?
I'm done now.
Do you mind if I talk to you for a minute? Do you mind? Officer Fox. I don't know if he's just gonna drive away. Officer Fox, hey! That was rude. So, she didn't want to talk to me. I don't know, maybe he said something to her. She doesn't want to be on camera, but I mean, it doesn't really matter. Anyway, one of the people, like, comment, subscribe, spread the word. Yeah. Right? Do you mind telling me what happened?
Oh, it's just a traffic encounter.
I know, but I mean, that was more entailed than normal. She didn't have a sticker, you said? What sticker were you talking about?
Well, she actually has a temporary Texas tag, okay, but the reason for her stop was a license plate light was out.
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah.
And then upon 7-step violator approach, her verifying insurance, she couldn't verify her insurance.
What's the 7-step violator approach? I never heard that.
You never heard that before? No, it's just generally what we do is we identify ourselves. Starts with the greeting, identify ourselves, the agency, and the reason for their stop. And we ask for their driver's license and insurance, and then we decide what we're going to do. Whether we issue a citation, whether we make an arrest, or will we issue a warning, written or verbal, and then we complete the encounter.
You gave her a warning or an actual ticket?
I gave her a citation.
For no insurance?
For no insurance.
All right. So wait, okay, so the 7 steps. So the first step is identifying yourself, or the reason for the stop?
Give a greeting.
Okay.
It's like good evening, sir, ma'am.
Okay, and then you identify yourself. So that's the second step.
Yeah.
And then the third step is getting their information, or is each part of their information is a step? So
No,
insurance,
the third
license.
step would be informing them of their stop.
Oh, the reason for the stop. Okay, and then the fourth step.
asking them for their driver's license and proof of information.
Okay, and the fifth step, deciding if they're a written warning or
Yep.
or a citation. And then the sixth step.
It's around in there. So, hey.
Well, I mean,
are you okay? Because I'm gonna take off.
There's only two more steps. Come on, what's the sixth step?
I've got stuff I gotta do.
Oh, come on, two more steps,
Hey, I
Officer
appreciate
Fox.
your patience and.
All right,
Okay?
Officer Fox, thank you. Feels really bad about not finishing our conversation, so he went and he studied up.
So there was the 7-step violator approach.
So explain what violator must do and leave. That's what you couldn't remember? Officer Fox still has his butt puckered, as you can see. He left me a note. Sell me a car, and on that bill of sale, we call that car a boat.
Yeah.
Okay, now
A boat.
a boat, right?
So you're calling the car a boat.
On paper. On paper, in the bill of sale, we call it a boat. We say that you sold me a boat for $500, right? But
it's a car.
This is a hypothetical thing.
Okay,
Well, it is what it is.
Well,
It's not a car or a boat. It is what it is by any name.
Or
See,
watercraft. Is it
names-
designed to go on water? Is it designed to?
This is just a hypothetical example, okay? But names, titles, and headings do not control. The body controls. Okay, so you can call it a boat or you can call it a car. It doesn't change what it is. But on paper, we did change it. In that contract, it looks like a boat now. But it's a boat that doesn't float. You see, and so a name is doing that, right? What we are cannot be described.
So you don't. So the moral of the story is you don't believe in titles, or as you said.
No, I believe in them. They exist.
Yeah.
Okay, but what they are is they're an attempt to change what something is into something it's not. Right? Before they had words, before we had letters in an alphabet, they had pictures. People would draw on the cave walls. Right? And so they drew a lion on the wall. And nobody would confuse that with a bear. Okay, but it didn't have a word or a sound. Okay, but then the Phoenicians, they created the alphabet. That's why we learn phonics in school. That's the same word. Phonics comes from the word Phoenician. Right? And another word comes from that word Phoenician too, and that's phony. Because phonics is phony. Okay, because when we gave a lion the name lion, we changed what it was into something that it's not. And so now we can take that word and we can say it in a different way, like Leon. Okay, see, we can easily keep changing things and manipulate it into something.
When you say
it's
we,
not.
though, what do you mean by we?
Well, we is in just
Thank you.
a generalized term.
I'm just curious.
As humans, the Phoenicians were really good at doing one thing.
So you say we, though, like we change things.
Not me and you per se, but just like, you know, when
mean
people
society?
generalize.
Society?
Yeah,
what
humans.
you mean?
Yeah, society, right? So the Phoenicians were really good at doing one thing. You want to go outside?
Yeah, I'm actually editing in.
Well, I'll follow you to finish this.
Sure.
But Phoenicians were really good at doing one thing, Officer Fox, and that's defrauding people in contract.
But we're not Phoenician.
Well, our language is Phoenician. It comes from the
Our
Phoenicians.
language is English.
But the way they did it was by creating letters. Because you couldn't draw a picture on the cave wall of a lion and then convince the population that it was a bear. The way they did it was they created letters. And so by doing that, you can change one of the people into a person. You see, and by changing them into a person, then convincing everybody that they're the same thing when they're not, right? They're not the same thing, clearly. Like, if we substituted the words in the Constitution, we the persons, no. You know, if we changed the Fourth Amendment to the right of the...
my window.
If we said the right of the persons to be secure in their people, would that make sense?
It would sound funny.
But it wouldn't even make sense, because you can't be in your people. Right? But you're in your person. You know, and you can't own your people. But you're there, THEIR, the right of the people to be secure in their person. So they own their person. You know, you can't own your people.
Well, David.
Yeah, we're getting somewhere, though.
I've enjoyed
We
this
are. We've had
conversation.
many conversations. I know you have to do something, you know, but anytime.
Hey, be careful, stay warm, okay?
Yeah, thank you.
I'll talk to you soon.
Have a good night. Press on. Stumble forth. Amble. Legion up. Sound off. Pursue happiness with your life and your liberty on your property. And for God's sakes, exercise your Fourth Amendment right not to be in your person. One of the people here got some gang activity. I don't think this is a typical traffic stop. I could be wrong, but I think this is Officer Fox that just turned around and looked at me. Oh, I see a beer bottle on top of that car over there. Is that you, Officer Fox?
Howdy, David. How are you?
How's it going? Yeah, it is Officer Fox. So there is a beer bottle on top of that car. And there's another officer doing some sort of search. Now, I'm not sure if they were driving that car or not, but nevertheless, if their keys were in it, then that could be considered drunk driving. There's really no telling this day and age what the police will escalate this to be. I can't tell if anybody has been arrested yet. I'm thinking that now having an open container is one of the two things that you actually are required to, the police are required to let them just sign the ticket and not get arrested. As odd as that is, speeding and having an open container, but of course, if the keys were in the ignition, then that's a different story. They said they don't want to be on Facebook, which is too bad for them. I mean, they're going to be on YouTube and Facebook and Gab. But you know, of course, I'm here for their protection. A lot of times people have the idea that I'm here trying to catch them when they're in trouble, but in reality, I'm here trying to show the harassment and extortion that the local gang members are exerting upon the people, oppressing the people. You know, is there a victim here? I doubt it very highly. of course, it's true that alcohol has been shown to lead to problems. However, not in all circumstances. You know, lots of people drink and never hurt anybody. And just because, you know, statistics have shown some connection between alcohol and violence doesn't mean that the government has some supposed authority to regulate the people. You know, now they can regulate persons engaged in commerce for profit or personal gain, and they can regulate any employee that's working for the government or an immigrant or somebody that's on probation or parole. But in all those cases, someone consented to being regulated in that way, you know, but the people have never consented. And this, the people are ruled by consent in this country. The last time I checked, the government is of the people, for the people, and by the people. You know, the people are not of the government. Right now, citizens, you're a citizen of the United States, but the United States is of the people. See, so clearly there is a difference there. You know, now, if you want to be a citizen and you were born in the United States, you can be. All you have to do is agree to be a person and agree to be subject to the authority thereof being the authority of the United States. And if you want to do that, go ahead. You know, there's nothing wrong with being a citizen. But the people are not necessarily citizens. You have to be born here to be one of the people. And that's it. You know, the people are like shepherds, and the citizens are like sheep, and the police are like wolves. And the wolves, they do eat sheep. You know, they don't eat all the sheep, but they eat some of the sheep. And the wolves never eat a shepherd. Ever, never. They're not allowed to eat shepherds. You know, that's unheard of, right? And the shepherds are the people. And you know, unfortunately, the police think that they are people as well. You know, Officer Fox, I've talked to him several times, and he definitely thinks he's one of the people, which of course he's absolutely wrong. Everybody that works in the government is a person. If you're a police officer, you are a person. You're not just in your person, you are a person. And you know, that's critical. The Fourth Amendment says the right of the people to be secure in their persons, houses, papers, and effects. So nobody would deny that houses, papers, and effects are things that can be owned, bought, and sold. And persons are in the same sentence as houses, papers, and effects. So clearly they share something in common. Now, you wouldn't be able to put people in that same grouping, because people are not things that can be bought and sold or owned, but persons can be. And in the Constitution, it says all other persons shall be counted as 2/3. Now, they were talking about slaves, which could be bought and sold. You know, so clearly persons could be bought and sold. You know, and back to the Fourth Amendment, it says in their persons. Well, THEIR. You guys done? You guys done? Nobody's getting arrested? Officer Fox, you don't want to say nothing tonight? Cat got your tongue?
I think we've talked enough, David. I'm just kind of a little short on patience.
What do you mean?
I'll feel so good tonight. Okay?
All right. Well, you have a good night. All right.
Same. Stay dry. All right.
All right. Can you tell me that other officer's name? I don't.
Ask him. He's over there.
Officer Fox is really kind of pissy tonight. How are you doing tonight? I just wanted to get your. I'm standing in a lake.
Yes.
I just wanted to get your name.
Officer Petrolia.
Petrolia, and your badge number?
It's 100.
100. Thank you. You have a great night. Yeah. I just stood in a lake. So Officer Fox has his butt puckered. He said we've talked enough. We've definitely talked a lot. I don't know what his problem is tonight, but anyway, like, comment, subscribe, spread the word. Yeah. Press on.
Master by the name of Bates, smoking more than all 50 states combined. Yeah, right, I gotta stay on the grind. I got no money, so my weed's on my mind. I hit the club, but you know I can't dance. 7 and 7 in my cutoff chance. Tie-dye shirt and my long ass hair. What part of how I look makes you think I care?